Welcome to GYan. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button. Hello everyone, welcome to GYan. This is my second attempt to learn Google Cloud Platform. In my first attempt, we tried to cover AWS in 4 hours. Those who have not been through that, let's look into my channel, into AWS in 4 hours playlist and go over the courses. We are going to cover GCP in my few subsequent slides and few episodes. Let's get connected. And again, Ganadeep here in my GYan channel. This entire course content, let's review once again. It would be a 3-hour course where we have 7 episodes. In first episode, which is going to happen today, we are going to cover certification path, benefit, course intention, GCP services, their region and zones, and advantage of GCP over other cloud platform, why we should go for GCP. GCP console and the service overview. We are going to create a free account into GCP. We are going to look into the resources available with the Google and different services. We try to map all the Google services with AWS services so that if you already have AWS knowledge, you can quickly map that and it would be easy learning for you. My subsequent episodes, which going to come in another 6 weeks, one in every week. So I just tried to give a overview. Entire intention to wrap up this entire session in 3 hours and going to have one episode in each week. So let's stay connected. Let's go to my first slide. Certification path, benefit and course intention. Why we should go for Google Cloud Platform? Why GCP? The main reason is that as per Google, 87% of the GCP certified user feel more confident on the cloud skill. And I also agree to that. Google Cloud is the simplified of the cloud version. So if someone who have not hands-on on the cloud and wanted to know about the cloud, it would be best to start with the GCP, then AWS and Azure. It is very simple version of understanding cloud and start your cloud journey. The second person, they said 30% of the Google Cloud certified user took more responsibility leadership role. However, that we can clear the certification and we can understand whether we are getting the leadership role at work or not. But definitely, it's a very simplified form of knowing cloud and making cloud learning easy. That I can agree with. Third one, that professional architect is the highest paying certification of 2019. That's correct. We have whatever the highest paying certification we have seen in 2019 and the market share, it's definitely Google which is holding that. Let's look into the different certificate layer. Like AWS, Azure, Google also have different certification layer like associate, professional and user certification. But the beauty of the Google certification is you don't have to follow a track. For example, AWS, if you go right, you go for solution architect associate, then for the professional. You have to follow a track. You cannot complete professional certification without associate, right? In GCP, they strictly don't follow that. You can choose any certification as per your experience and your understanding, and you can go for that. It's very beautiful concept that you don't have to follow a path, you don't have to follow certain certification just to show that you acquire knowledge on that. For example, you hold a good knowledge on networking. In AWS, you might have to go through the associate solution architect and the specialty exam. Here it's not. It's completely ad hoc. You pick up anything and you choose this thing. So it's become very easy for any of the professional to be relevant and to have the relevant certificate onboarded. This entire course will give you a good overview on the Google Cloud Platform and the certificate. However, the intention is to clear at Google Cloud Solution Associate Certification. So you can see that if you have the basic of the cloud certification, you know that basic of the cloud and you have 6 months of experience, it is good for you. The certificate they offer at the associate level, only one certificate, which is called Cloud Engineer. And the length is 2 hours. Normally they have 50 questions. Normally, understand this thing. Registration fees 125 USD, and different languages they have option, multiple select and multiple choice options. There are no true and false questions. Remember this thing. My major focus would be on associate. However, completing this course will give you entire idea about the GCP and other services. So in associate exam, there are no true and false question. Even none of the exam you have that kind of a question. It has to be multiple choice and multiple select, and you have to select all correct option to get the score. How much you need to score? They don't tell that. If you give the exam, they will say whether you pass or fail, and after 1 week you might be getting the score. However, we assume based upon the previous experience and different blogs that have gone through, 80 to 90% would be a good mark. So if you're going for that exam, target you are scoring or hitting 80% of the question, or to be on safer side, 85% of the questions. Let's go to professional. You need 1 year's experience with 1 year of hands-on experience and 3 years of industry experience, which means 3 years of cloud experience. Then you can go for the professional. Even you have a lesser experience, you can go for it, but it's recommended. You have multiple option on the cloud or certification on the professional, and you can choose any one of this based upon your experience. So mostly if you can look into that, all the certification into professional are 2 hours and $200, except this two certificate, collaboration engineer and machine learning engineer. They are $400 and $120. They provide you discount, and the questions are lengthy and the time as well. User certification, it is specially for those who intended to work on the G Suite, or ability to work on the collaboration on different tools or different application that Google provide. I'll go to the website and show you that, but beside that, you have to have applied digital skill knowledge in Google and G Suite Essential Quest. So these are all lab-based question or some of the hands-on that you have to clear before you attempt for the user experience or user certification. They have only one user certification, G Suite user certification, and length is 2 hours, $75, and exam patterns two. It is a two-part. One is multiple choice, and the second is the performance based. Let's look into the website that what is the G Suites are. I have already opened this link so that it would be easy for you. So G Suites normally consider of these things: your G Drive, Gmail, Hangout, all the Google apps. This is the ecosystem for that. We already discussed about that exam format and this 2 hours part, right? Now let's look into this other stuffs that we have. So you have to go for this training, Google Applied Digital Skill Training. That is the prerequisite, and hands-on practice on the Google Quest, and that is all that you need to do. Other than that, you do not have any prerequisite on any of the certificate except G Suite, which is a user certification. Let's look into the other stuffs. Google Cloud certification, the path, right? Let's look into this. Whatever we discuss, that is in this website, right? Associate, professional, and user certification. The important part of it, if you click on this thing, earn a badge, it will take you to this link where you can do certain activities and you can earn even before your certificate on that particular activity wise badge, which is also very helpful. Quick Lab is one of those labs which gives you 30 days free access. It's not exactly simulation, but you get a Google environment without having created a Google account for it, and you can do your hands-on. It is a lab-based activity, so you can have lab for your certificate also, or the module also. For example, this lab, right, which shows that create and manage cloud resources. So it will have certain steps which you need to perform within a certain window, and that's what you can learn and make it very easy. Those who have not seen this thing can do this thing to get it quickly understand about this Google Cloud certification. 30 days free account you have. One more thing, in case you have not explored, cloud study exam, you can register for that. It is this year going on. You have 3 days from now, which is 23rd of August, to another 3 days to register in. If you are reading my video today or tomorrow or before this deadline, you can register for it. They would be sharing your link. You can go and study it, you can participate, you can win some goodies, and as well as you can win or become some of the cloud hero batches. So all the best for you guys, and let's look into one more thing, and before that we move to the other slides. Google offer hybrid multi-cloud certification as well, which is a very unicorn, and Google also promote to multi-cloud experience. So if anyone having such experience of 10 plus of years of professional experience and 1 plus of years experience on the Anthos, they can go for this exam. All the best. Let's go for the main slide. Let's understand the GCP services, region and zones. So they have 24 region, 73 zones, 144 network edge location, 200 countries and territories, right? I'm not going in detail for the region, zones, network edge location because all those things I have covered in my AWS exam or AWS course, AWS in 4 hours in GYan channel. However, on quick note, regions are your data center, zones are on that region, on that location, multiple data center having different kind of connection, different kind of network, different kinds of power supply, completely different. For example, if your region is Mumbai, having two data center on that zone, making it completely fault tolerant. Network edge location is for direct caching, CDN, content delivery network, which provides a cache location other than the zone and the region. So it is for making it faster your delivery and the presence in the 200 plus countries and territories. Let's look into this graph. So you can see that every zone in Google, they have three, I mean every region they have three zones, except some of the region they have four zones. So they mark it here, like you can see the star. I know it is very blurred, but again this slide and everything been taken from the Google website. So zone in this, every zone, every region has three zones. They have three, they made it like this, few of them having four zones. Google always focus more onto their network and security and the performance one, right? They are unique in this one. So this is Google network, submarine cable network, and the current network. They have their dedicated network across the globe, which makes it unique and they makes it easy on the performance side as well. 65 services Google Cloud currently provide, mostly on the big data, machine learning, and the basic services, where other cloud service like AWS has, I think, more than thousands of services available right now, and it is very exhaustive list of the service, where GCP have limited services. Understand the GCP over other cloud platform. So first you look into this one, this magic quadrant of the Garden map, 2019 July it has been published, where it clearly shows the leader quadrant. We have AWS definitely, Microsoft, and followed by Google. So Google has made it to the leader quadrant, which is one of the unique concept and unique nature, by the way. And Google is really going very good into the cloud platform. Why Google? Why not AWS, Azure, or what is the unique in that? Though I'm going to have a detailed video on the differences on the services architecture on both AWS and Google, because I know this too now as of now, and when I'm aware of Azure, I would have the similar for Azure as well. Understand that Azure AWS is the oldest one, I mean leader in the market, 62% current stake in the market. They have whole number of services, they are dominating every customer. They don't know about the cloud anything, they can go for AWS without having anything. However, for understanding AWS, it is, I'll not say complex, but you need to understand which one you go with for AWS. Like many of my friends, colleagues, they ask me that which of the AWS exam I should go for it, because they make a path, they make a incremental knowledge, and they make this knowledge process though good, but it is little, you have to have some knowledge before you go for that. Azure, well, I suggest anyone who's having more on the experience on the Microsoft flavor and more on Microsoft framework, I would definitely say they should go for Azure. Where people with the open network, they should always go for Google or AWS. Google is the newer one. Azure is the little older than the Google, but the Azure is holding second largest market share other than Google. The beauty of Google Cloud certification, I repeat, it is easy to read. You can pick up your courses. You don't have to follow a path. You know your technology, you pick up your certificate and go for it. It is leader in the machine learning, big data, and somehow it is going into DevOps platform as well. Again, hybrid cloud and connecting to the open market or open source, Google Cloud protecting is going to be a leader into that. Let's look into my next slide. So we know the current market share 62 is AWS, which is going to be 52%, into 2020. That's what the predictions are, where Google is going a big jump from 12 to 18%, Microsoft Azure a slight jump from 20 to 21%. Microsoft has a beauty. Many of the customers who are currently using Microsoft, they made it very easy to migrate into Azure framework for the existing customer, which is also wide base. Again, Google has taken a definitely new approach. Their major focus into big data, machine learning, some part of the DevOps, and on the basics of your services. If you don't know, you don't want a complex architecture, you go for Google. And definitely it would be a market leader because the way Google came up, they they always done that thing. Let's look into that. What are the key advantage in the Google or Google platform? Network, highest or largest network and lowest latency across AWS, Azure, and GCP. Even if you look into the downtime for Amazon, Azure, and GCP, though I consider the tenure here, Google has the lowest downtime among these three cloud service provider. Security, they put major focus on the security side. Post COVID, that makes Google as one of those very prominent and trusted cloud provider, service provider as well. They provide or they insist security into every aspect of the services. Along with that, they put lot of focus on different security model, different security encryption tools, and different security expert. And they sell their model like this way. It is more secure, having largest network. Big data machine learning, we already discussed on it. Performance, having their own largest network, lowest latency, definitely it makes performance good. Price wise also it provides much more reduced pricing than Amazon Azure. Google go for per second billing, which is also one of those unique. It has reduced billing price for all of the services. Again, if you go for different types of VM procurement or VM enablement, you can save 30 to 70% of the service, I mean your expenses. And lastly, but this one, they provide on the multi-cloud platform. They know that there would be a time that people would prefer to have different services over different cloud. Google is aligned to that, and they focus lot of connectivity with the open network or the open sources, which also makes them easy to connect on the open network. So definitely AWS, no question about it. Azure, if you are into Microsoft, but if you are starting and you don't know where to start with, I would say you should start with the Google Cloud Platform to understand the cloud and go further. Okay, understand the word called TPU, TensorFlow Processing Unit. It will come very frequently into Google Cloud, and we will discuss much in my next episode. But for now, have a flag or placeholder for Cloud TPU. Okay, I'm continuing my previous slide, GCP's Advantage. So you can understand this thing. I've taken this from Google website only. So they put focus on each and every layer or each and every services. Internet communication, operational security, storage services, encryption at the rest, deletion of the data, user identity most importantly, right? Services of deployment, access management, encryption, service communication, inter-service access communication, hardware infrastructure. It also provides a huge security over the boot stack, machine identity, and other prevention technology. So if we talk about any kind of hacking or any kind of protocol which might have impact to your service, Google ensure there would be zero on that. So Google provides security on every aspect. And again, if you want to go to Google platform, you have to go again DDoS, firewall, IDS, WAF, all those security aspect, which again makes it very unique into their services. Okay, let's look into the Google services. As I mentioned, I would be covering that. So understand Google Compute are the server or serverless services, identity and security, networking, machine learning, big data, storage and database, and management services, right? So I would try to map each of the services to AWS AWS services, so that if you already know AWS, it would be easy for you to understand and it would save your time to learn Google Cloud Platform. Compute engine is your EC2, app engine is your Elastic Beanstalk, container engine or the Google Kubernetes engine is your ECS, container registry is your CRS, container registry services, Google Cloud Function is your Lambda, AWS Lambda, Cloud IAM remains same for AWS IAM. These three services have not a direct relationship, but again, networking, virtual network is your VPC, cloud load balancing is elastic load balancing, cloud CDN, content delivery network, same for AWS. Interconnect is your direct connect. Cloud DNS domain name services is your Route 53 in AWS. Machine learning, there is no direct mapping because they provided very extensive into Google. But again, for big data, we have Redshift to BigQuery, right? BigQuery in GCP is Redshift. Cloud data flow is your batch. Cloud data proc is your EMR. And your PubSub is your SQS and SNS. Again, storage, cloud storage is simply S3. Cloud Bigtable is your DynamoDB, NoSQL database. Cloud Data Store is your SimpleDB, though in AWS SimpleDB is not much used. Cloud SQL is your RDS, though the limited number of services we have compared to AWS. Persistent disk is your Elastic Block Store, EBS. Management tool, Cloud logging is your Cloud Logs, and monitoring is your CloudWatch. So hope that this slide helps you to understand and map all the services that we can see into GCP. Let's go back to the Google console. Okay, so I am into Google cloud.google.com and I wanted to create a free account. I came here. So as I mentioned already, if you don't want to create Google account because it is only valid for 90 days and $300 credit, not like AWS which is for valid for 1 year. You can always trial those free courses from the quick lab. We already discussed that, right? Google Cloud batch, you can go to that link. But again, I'm going to create it. I'll continue to the next. Again, I'll stop sharing because it will show my bank account details and other stuffs. Okay, I have come to this main page. I have created my account. It asked me my credit card details and posted 1 rupees INR so that to confirm the credit card details. So I just got it. So in next session we're going to discuss lot. Lot means how to set up this dashboard, how we can see this all graphs, how we can remove, how we can activate, how we can hide this card, how we can get something as per our understanding, what is project, what is how this one structured, what is activate cloud shell, how this CMD worked for this cloud, and definitely all the different services, right, that we have: compute, storage, networking, operation, tools, big data, machine learning or AI, right? All those services we are going to discuss. How we can make something pin so that it will come to the top, right? So that we can see it. How we can unpin, how it is goes to the down. Anthos, we mentioned about the multi-cloud platform, right? And security IAM admin. Stay tuned for my next episode. Till that, go back to my PPT and what we can see. We will meet in episode 2, but before that, let's look into the customer that Google currently support. So you can see that multiple top customer this Google is currently supporting to Google Cloud platform, and these are the all feedback. And again, if you want to know more about it, let's go to the main landing page where you get plenty of customers are heavily satisfied with the Google Cloud platform. Okay, friends, till then, thank you. Stay happy, understand all the services, and be ready for the next episode on the next Saturday. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, share. Thanks for watching.